After platinum recently witnessed this crash, it has been able to form out a reversal at this bottom support here and form out a new bullish trend that we're currently witnessing. And so in today's video, we discuss whether this is actually about to be a sustained bullish rally to the upside or whether a phase of consolidation or maybe even another downturn could be possible. And so we're going to have a look at the most important fundamental and macroeconomic factors, drivers that are obviously influencing platinum significantly. And so let's have a look at the weekly chart. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video so you don't miss future videos, and also support us here for our work on YouTube. Thanks for your support. Now let's start off with having a look at the weekly chart of platinum. And as you do already see, we've opened up the DXY and also the gold to S&P 500 ratio here. And what you do see here is an interesting correlation to what we've seen happening to platinum in and after those crises that we've seen in the previous decades. For example, before this recession happened here in 73, 74, we've seen this this bubble forming out here at platinum. We have seen that that bullish trend here, coinciding actually to this weakening dollar policy. Obviously, after the gold standard was abolished, we have seen the dollar weaken a lot, and so that was actually also what formed out this bubble here in 72, 73. And now it's really interesting to have a look at what happened to this ratio between gold and the S&P 500, because when this ratio is actually rising, that suggests that gold is outperforming the S&P 500, and that's what we've seen happening here before this recession happened. We've seen this ratio to rise. And that actually seems to be one of the most important indicators to actually call a recession. And we've also seen exactly the same thing happen after we've seen that recession. And the next recession basically was happening. We have seen that recession here in the early 80s. We've seen again this inflationary boom. We've seen that actually coinciding to a weak dollar, and obviously this ratio again had risen, and that actually marked again this this overpriced stock market, since it has not really risen in gold terms, only in dollar terms, and then eventually it also crashed again. Now, obviously, similar things happened here before 2008, before the great financial crisis. We've also seen that inflationary build-up here at platinum. We have seen that devaluation of the dollar, and we've also seen this ratio again rising. And also here at the 2020 crash, we've seen similar things. We've seen not so much inflation happening before, so obviously the dollar hasn't really weakened, but we've definitely seen that after the crash, we've seen a weak dollar actually coinciding again to this ratio to rise. We've seen that obviously platinum has risen as well, and then eventually the dollar actually recovered and strengthened again. Now, this is always interesting to have a look at, and obviously it's really important to understand what we've seen happen in the past, but obviously we have to take a look at what is currently happening to really understand the implication that has. And so what you're currently seeing is this inflationary boom. This is without doubt a inflationary boom. Obviously, the fundamentals are also quite bullish concerning platinum, but we've also discussed that in a different platinum video. But the main factor of this bullish trend that we've seen here is, in our eyes, a investment demand and a inflationary boom that we're currently witnessing here. We've now seen that pullback happening here to platinum, and we do believe that this is not the full crash that is necessary to bring platinum prices back down. Obviously, we do have this demand happening, and we are at underpriced levels still at platinum. But if you now have a look at what happened here at history, and you do see this weakening here at the dollar, and also this this subtle rise here at the ratio between gold and the S&P 500, you may notice that's exactly what happened here in those previous build-ups of those recessions, right? That has always been what happened here. We have seen the gold to S&P 500 ratio rise, we've seen the dollar devalue, and we've seen an inflationary boom happening. And we do believe at Kronos that we're currently seeing exactly the same thing happening again. We do believe history is currently repeating, and we're quite concerned that that this will not end in a beautiful deleveraging, but rather in a harsh deflationary crash again, as we've seen it happen here in the past. And from this empirical standpoint, obviously, that would suggest we might see this continue for a while. Obviously, we can see that continue here at Platinum. The macroeconomic standpoint would suggest it's possible, maybe even likelier to see this continue for a while. But at the same time, you have to keep in mind that the time is ticking and nobody knows when the time is actually up. Also not we at Kronos do know that, obviously. And so this is really playing with the fire to actually try to time this crash. But obviously we do have those empirical indicators, and historically, when this is actually about to continue, what we're currently seeing happening to the DXY here, when we do see this weakening here at the DXY continue, then the fuel that is needed for this bull run to actually sustain is given. However, if we see this to consolidate as we're currently seeing it, as we do see this DXY maybe even rise, that would obviously suggest we do see a deflationary crash happening very soon. If we do see that reverse, that is a really, really bearish factor in our eyes. And also this ratio shows you the direction that we are currently headed. This definitely shows you that the top in dollar terms at the S&P 500 has not been in just a few days ago, as the S&P 500 hit 7,000 points. It has actually been in here in 2021. And so this is really important to keep in mind. Whenever you look at a chart that is priced in dollars, that is actually a delusional chart. It is not actually showing you the truth that is happening, as the dollar can obviously be manipulated. And that's what we're seeing here beautifully happening to the DXY. We've seen this ratio to generally fall since 2021. Therefore, we've seen the top actually being in here in 2021. Now, it's really important to keep those indicators in mind, and we're at all times taking a look at them to continue to give you the most important market updates concerning this commodity. I hope you, for now, enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to support us here for our work on YouTube, and also hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And also join our Discord server, which is also linked down below. Thanks for your support in this community. See you the next time. Bye bye.